Hi guys, welcome to this session in Microsoft Excel. In this module, I want to go through different uses of conditional formatting. Now I'm going to start by highlighting these figures, these total figures, and what I want to happen is any of these figures over 1,000, I want the whole cell to color green. Anything over 500 up to 1,000, I want it to go amber and everything else to show red. So conditional formatting is on the Home tab, and in the middle basically of the Home tab you get this. Now there are some preset conditions that you might want to look at. These are already set up so you can select from. You have these data bars where if you move across them they will color up and give you a preview, and these are color scales, same thing, you move across and you'll get a preview. And then the icon sets is where you get lots of different shapes such as traffic lights and arrows like so. But all of these have got their own trigger. You would need to know how to edit the trigger for it to be doing exactly what you want or expect it to do. Now, the best way I think to learn how to do that is to go down to the bottom of this list where it says Manage Rules, click on that and create your own rules. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to create those three rules from here. New rule. And the one I want to use for these three is this second one down, only format cells that contain. Now you have some options at the bottom that you can adjust if you don't want to use the default ones, but I'm going to leave that on cell value. I do want to change this though to greater than. So the first one is going to be greater than, and then you need to tell the computer what the trigger is. So the first one I said was greater than 1,000, and if that's the case I want to format it green. Now it comes onto the font tab first of all, but I want to go onto the fill tab and then I'm picking green, and that's the first one done. I'll click OK to that, OK again, and then ready to do the next one, which is the amber one. New rule, second one down, changing this to greater than again. So this one is going to be greater than 500, and I want this to format as amber. So format amber. OK to that, OK again. That's the second one done. Now the red one, the last one, new rule, second one down at the top. This time you're going less than or equals to the bottom one, but the figure is the same, 500. Your 500 in there, and then format red. Format red. OK to that. OK again. Now the way this works is it starts at the top, looks at the rule. So if the rule is true, it does the color. If it's not true, it comes down to the next one. So the way this is at the moment is not correct because it's going to say, is it less than 500? If that's not true, is it greater than 500? Either one of these two will be true as it is at the moment, and you'll never get down to the green one because it's either going to be less than 500 or greater than 500. So the numeric order needs to be correct. So I've done this on purpose. I now want to move this one up to the top. So that is the highest number, and then the amber one needs to go in the middle like that. So now it's going to say if it's over 1,000 go green. Okay, if that's not true, is it over 500 up to 1,000 go amber? If that's not true, go red then. Now if I click that OK, it puts it on and you can see the conditional formatting is there and I've done the trigger. Now what I want to do next is show you how to edit the icon set. So if I'm going to highlight this, going into conditional formatting icon sets, and I want the traffic lights like so. So when you first put these traffic lights on, I'll just widen this a bit, you can look at these figures and think, well, it must be picking up what I've just typed, but it is not, because if I change the duration of these courses to 25 days, when I press enter, all of them are going to go red except the top one. So clearly they are not picking up the same rules as we typed. So what you have to do is look at the trigger and then edit the trigger if you so wish. The trigger might be okay for you, but in this case it is not. So into conditional formatting, straight down to manage rules, and then you edit this rule. And down the bottom right hand side you can see what the trigger is. 67% of the total would trigger green. I want to change that so it's not on percent but it's on number, and I need to do that for both of them. And then these two zero down and I want to put my figures in there. So the first one was 1,000, and then the second one was 500, and then the third one will also be 500 if it's on 0 at the moment, but if I click into this top box, that will flick over, and then you can click OK, and then OK again, and then you've now got the same trigger for this as that. The reason there's slightly different colors because this is adding on the VAT as well, so that's why it's different. So that's basically the first one, or first two, done. Now I want to have a look at creating or using the data bar. So I'm going to get into H1, I'll come across a little bit. I'm going to type 100 in there, 75, 50 and 25. You can basically use your little black cross there for the step value. And then in column I want to do a formula which is going to be equals H1. Tick that and then get your little black cross and double click that down. It will fill it down, and it's still highlighted. So I want to allocate this, or these figures, a little data bar. So back up to conditional formatting, data bar. So you've got two sets. The top one's a gradient fill, the bottom one's a solid fill. So I'm just going to pick on one. So what I want to do on this little example is hide the numbers. So back into conditional formatting, down to manage rules. So manage rules is where you should go. If you've got any issues with conditional formatting, this is where you need to go and to fix it. So edit rule, and you need to be ticking this option to get rid of the numbers. I'll click OK and OK for a second. So now it's not showing the numbers, but it's not complete as I want it to be just yet. Because if I put that to 50, when I press enter, the 75 bar is going to go all the way across, because that is the setting. The biggest number goes all the way across, and I don't want that to be the case. I want that to be just 3/4 of the way across, like it's as if it was percentages. Now if I go back into conditional formatting, manage rules, edit the rule again, I need to change this one to number. Now there is a percent option there, but I didn't type percentages, that's why I'm not using it, but I could use that one. Both to number. I'm going to leave that one on the 0, and this one I'm going to change to 100. And then when I click OK to this and OK again, the 75 should pull back, and it has done, look. So it's now representing percentage complete on that one. So if I come down across to A20, I want to go through how you can use conditional formatting to automatically color up based on dates. So in there, I'm going to use the today function. So that's going to be equals today, which is the computer clock, and it will move forward all the time. So it's going to say today's date now, but that will change. That'll be the second tomorrow. So I'll just do 3 little items, item, and then date due. I'll do a fire check, a first aid check, and Excel training. And then I'll give some dates. So I'll try and get a color for each one. So we're on the 1st, so I'll go the 10th of May. That'll color up red when I do this one. 26, and then I'll go for the 20th of May. That should color amber, and then I'll go for the 10th of June, which should color green, 26. So I need to highlight all these dates, and if you've got a bigger spreadsheet, you just highlight wherever the dates are. Going up to conditional formatting, manage rules, and then I'm doing the same sort of 3 rules as I did initially, but this time there's going to be a little twist, and the little twist is that dynamic cell A20. So it's still the second one down, and the first one is still going to be greater than, so it is greater than, but this is where the difference is. Before we clicked into this box and typed 1000, but now I'm going to click on cell A20, and it puts A20 in there with $signs, and then I'm going to put the duration that I want it to be, which is plus 30 days. So basically, if these dates are 30 days away from the clock, that's okay, we don't need to deal with it, so it's format green. Okay, and okay to that, and then we repeat the process for the other two. So new rule, second one down, only format cells that contain. Still doing greater than, clicking on the box to make it active. You can click that little arrow if you want, but clicking on the yellow cell, and this one's going to be plus 15, format amber, okay to that, okay again. And then the last one, new rule, second one down at the top. This time you're going less than or equals to. Click on the box to make it active. Click on the yellow cell to get the dynamic part. Do plus, and then 15. So this is less than, the other one was greater than, but this one is formatted red. Okay to that, okay to that. And then the order needs to change around for the same reason as I said before. The biggest number, the furthest away, needs to be at the top, and the amber one needs to be in the middle. Clicking OK to that, and then the color up as I said. Now you don't really want to be dealing with any red, so if I put that as the first of the first 27, that should go green, and then you would just work on the ambers. You work with the ambers. So that's the dynamic example. Now I want to do a formula example, and to do that I'm getting myself into A26. I'm going to type a little table. So item, coming across date due, not date due, quantity, item, quantity and price, get it right in a minute, and then total. And then I want to allocate whatever I spend across the different departments. So I'll go for HR, admin and sales, and then I want a total column as well at the end, like so. Now I need to do a little grid on this. So a little grid, I've got my little borders up there, and I want to color in these two columns so they stand out. So I've got gray on that one, and I'll go orange on this one, or something different color, orange, make that a bit wider. So all of this from price all the way to the end needs to be formatted to pounds. So I'm clicking on this little button there, and then on the orange cell I need to do a sum function that's going to grab these three categories. So that's just E27 to G27. I'll tick that and then pull that down. Now what I need in the gray area is a little formula to work out quantity times price. So equals, in this case, B27 times C27, ticking that, and then pulling that down, and then I'm ready to start putting some items in here. So the first one, and the only one I'm going to type, is ink. I want 10 packs of ink at £10 each, so that total should be £100. Now that needs to be allocated across these departments, and I'm purposely going to make a mistake. 50, 50 and 40. So that is wrong, because these two should be equal. So what I want conditional formatting to do is to go red to tell me I've made that mistake, and then I can correct it. So conditional formatting manage rules, new rule. This time we're going to use the formula option, and when you do that you just get one bar, and I just need to move this over a little bit. So if they're equal, these two cells, the grey cell and the orange cell, if they're equal, that needs to be green. So I'll click on that, but when you do that, notice you've got dollar signs. I don't need dollar signs on this because I want to pull it down. So I'm pressing F4, the F4 function key, 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Dollar signs are off. Then I'm going equals, and then I'm going to click on the orange cell, and again I get dollar signs, and I need to press F4 3 times to take that off. 1, 2, 3. No dollar signs. Format green, if that's okay. Equals green. Okay, so that's the first one done. And then if they're not equal, if these two are not equal, new rule, formula option. So I'll click on the grey total first, pressing F4 3 times, 1, 2, 3, to get the dollar signs off. The symbol for not equals to in Excel is less than and greater than, and then I'm clicking on the orange cell and pressing F4 3 times, 1, 2, 3, to get that off. and then I'm going to go format red, which then when I click OK and then OK, I don't need to change the order because there's only 2 of them. I get a red, and if I pull that down, I should get green, and I do. So now I've made a mistake, so what I need to do is correct one of these. So if I change that to 10, that should then go green, and then everything's okay, and we've sorted it out. So that's just a few different examples of conditional formatting that you can use, but there are many other ones as well that you can use to enhance your spreadsheets. But that's all I want to talk about in this little video. So hopefully that information was of use. Thank you for your time, and I'll catch you on the next one.